Acquiring Xbox Game Pass does not solely entail solo playtime. Fun experiences are lying in store for duos with access to the console's greatest gaming service. A decent amount of titles available on Xbox Game Pass allow for the pleasure of local co-op and split-screen goodness. And, as any gamer worth their salt knows, playing a game with a buddy using good old-fashioned couch co-op is one of the best joys to be had. Whether the action occurs on a single screen or double the participation necessitates split screen, these games ensure entertainment between friends. It's worth noting that games come in and out of the service every month, so a game mentioned here might not always remain on Xbox Game Pass forever. Welcome to Game Rant, my name is Geoffrey. Today, let's showcase 10 of the best local co-op and split-screen games on Xbox Game Pass. Number 10, Quake II. As with most sequels, the good ones anyway, Quake II improves upon its predecessor in nearly every way, including in its co-op offerings. The sequel's campaign missions take you through even wilder arenas, from alien-looking ziggurats to mind-boggling sewer tunnels. The more open spaces, with the ability for you and your co-op partner to attack enemies from different angles, clearly showcase the thought put into Quake II's level design. It's just bigger in scope all around. And if you and your friends are more competitive by nature, you can always hop into a local multiplayer match and duke it out among yourselves. One of the things that make Quake II inclusion on Xbox Game Pass even more special is that it's not just a simple port. It's actually been remastered, with a more polished enemy AI and the inclusion of previously cut content. Number 9, Goldeneye 007. If you're raring for a classic split-screen experience, Goldeneye 007 has suavely stepped its way out of the past and into the present, thanks to its inclusion on Xbox Game Pass. Now, don't expect a swanky remaster, however. Goldeneye definitely still shows its age. Controls feel floaty, and the graphics are definitely nothing to write home about. That said, Goldeneye 007 also shows its timelessness. Despite the clunky gameplay and blocky visuals, playing through this hallmark of gaming history is still a lot of fun, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the split-screen multiplayer component full of shenanigans. Grabbing some buddies and playing against each other couch co-op style is as enjoyable as it always has been. In fact, there's something incredibly appealing about how dated the game is when you have your friends by your side to experience it with you. And you should be happy to note that aiming feels a bit better than it used to, so that's something good. Number 8, Escape Academy. Every cooperative title within the Xbox Game Pass library was made with the intention of allowing players to enjoy the game with a friend. But Escape Academy puts them all to shame when it comes to how much of a blast it is to solve puzzles with a buddy on your couch. It brings the inherent joy in going through an escape room right into your own home. We assume no one wants to play an escape room alone. The delight of finding clues and using logic to find solutions in a group setting is just too much fun, and Escape Academy captures this magic in video game format. Go through the various schools of the Academy and their themed puzzles with a partner, solving convoluted yet intuitive problems as a team. Escape Academy is also a highly digestible offering, as it only lasts a few hours before you can see it through to completion. Number 7, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. The goofy nature of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, or TABS if you want to be super cool about it, is made twice as ridiculous with a friend in tow. Pitting the creatures on your battlefield against those arrayed by your bud on the opposite side is a hilarious experience. Watch as your googly-eyed monstrosities amble, lurch, and fall over themselves as they make sad attempts to fight their opponents. Gape in frustration as ranged units miss enemies that are right in front of them. Cry out in shock as a single overpowered unit decimates a veritable army of mediocre units. TABS, since I'm really cool and I say it that way, might be called a totally accurate battle simulator, but even just loading this game up and watching the main menu screen prepares you for the height of hilarity. Number 6, Gears 5. The Gears series was one of the premier line of games touting the universal appeal of local co-op, so why not try your hand at the latest entry in the series? Gears 5 is the pinnacle of everything the Gears of War franchise has achieved. Its story contains multiple callbacks to the original while still forging ahead and carving out its own chunk of the mythos. The gunplay has never felt better, and new open-world environments spice up the Gears formula. Nothing is as good as playing Gears 5 with a friend, and it supports both local split-screen and online co-op. Cade Diaz's journey is one of the most harrowing yet faced by a Gears protagonist, but it's definitely an enjoyable action title for fans. Number 5, A Way Out. A Way Out offers practically everything you could want in a co-op title with the explosive aplomb of a delightfully cheesy action flick. The narrative may be over the top and a bit silly at times, but really that's almost precisely what it needs to be. Plopped into the prison-issued shoes of unlikely duo Vincent and Leo, players will cooperatively scheme, scurry, and occasionally scrap their way out of the confines of jail and into the world beyond to embark on a revenge quest that's studded with no shortage of charmingly competitive minigames to break up the buddy cop vibe. Number 4. Gang Beasts. Nothing spells good co-op fun than a game where you and your friends contend with poor controls while having to toss each other off of icebergs, water towers, and power plants. That's really what Gang Beasts is all about. There's no nuance or finesse in Gang Beasts. However, this is by no means a detriment to the game's enjoyment levels. In fact, it's practically intrinsic to its charm. Gang Beasts shines when played with a close group of friends, provoking raucous laughter as often as it does playful competitiveness. Number 3. Golf with your friends. Team 17's take on digital golf is less PGA and more casual putt-putt, but therein lies its intrinsic charm. Golf with your friends is a party game at its heart, featuring easy-to-learn controls and mechanics. That said, the skill ceiling is impressively high. The courses themselves are fantastically designed and can grow remarkably difficult, with hazards ranging from conventional sand traps to gravity-warping black holes as you putt your way through an orbital space station. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy. Sure, it's technically a competitive experience, but the game quickly devolves into more of a how are we going to get through this mentality while navigating the increasingly complex courses. It's good to note that the local multiplayer implements a hot seat style of play, necessitating only a single controller to enjoy, which is really darn cool. Number 2. Minecraft. The perennial joys of Minecraft never cease delivering on the fun factor, and that factor increases exponentially when enjoyed with friends. Most, if not practically all, Minecraft players are perfectly well aware of its multiplayer capabilities, but its local co-op functionality is often undersung on the platforms that offer it. And that's a shame because whether you're testing the limits of your imagination in creative mode or braving the creeper-laden night in survival mode, there's something quite special about taking in Minecraft's classical charms with someone that's sitting right next to you. If you've got a Game Pass subscription and a willing partner, you can dive right in to see what we're just talking about. And number 1, It Takes Two. We've all been there. Your parents are getting divorced, so they fall into a coma and navigate through a shared fever dream in which they've become miniaturized wooden or clay action figures and are forced through a series of fantastical and action-packed adventures at the behest of a sadistic anthropomorphic self-help book. Because, that's how you solve and fix marital problems, right? Everyone knows that. Well, this is precisely the tale told in the latest and greatest from modern visionary Joseph Fares of Hazelight Studios. But really, the wacky plot undersells just how good the cooperative gameplay elements here. Hazelight has essentially fabricated a deeply engaging theme park of cooperative goodness in here, and no two stages are even remotely alike, save for a common thread of well-executed platforming mechanics. In a nutshell, each player is introduced to a unique mechanic that's specific to them in each level, and these mechanics have to work in tandem in order to progress. It takes two. Get it? Okay, good. For example, where Cody's given a sticky sap launcher, May's given a Squirrel Tech flamethrower that ignites said sap in a glorious conflagration to remove obstacles or simply take down killer wasps. Each new stage is almost an entirely new game unto itself, and it's an absolute delight to discover its mechanical impetus alongside a good friend. It Takes Two is likely the most innovative cooperative adventure to come out in a decade, and it might hold that title well into the next one. And there we have it, 10 of the very best local co-op and split-screen games to enjoy on Xbox Game Pass. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Have a truly wonderful and happy day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.